Hello and welcome back to Friday Night Football. It feels decidedly low stakes after the previous episode. We are away at Chester, third round of the FA Cup, but we love the third round of the FA Cup here on the Masio-Ball channel. A good run of fixtures since you were last with us. We had this disappointing 1-0 defeat to a Darren Anderton strike for Birmingham, but we are second in the Premiership. Man United, if we have a look at the past results, have just slipped up. They've had a 2-2 draw with Man City. Risso has scored for them. Ferdinand has scored for them. But that has allowed us to close the door ever so slightly on them. So they're on 48, we're on 43. It's still a big ask. They've still not lost a game. They've only let in 11. They've scored 43. They got 6 of them past us in the previous episode. But we are going to try our best. If we go to the player list and we go to goals, you've got John Hartson there on 9, Gifted Noel Williams at the top, Risso up the top, Keane at the top, he's always at the top. And if we keep coming down with 4 goals, now coming up behind them is Peter Prospar. He has got 4 in 6 games. We go to transfers. We've also brought in Matt Thorpe, prolific winner of the Young Player of the Year award. He's not superb. He's got some stuff he needs to work on. His pace is dreadful. That's probably not going to get any better. His off the ball's not great, but that's more of an attacking trait, I feel like. His positioning is superb, though. His tackling is 17. His strength is 12. His stamina is 19. He's only 21 years old. He only cost 425,000 because he was due to run out of contract. So I put a little bid in. We've got him in now. We are going to be watching his debut right now. And John Austin-Moore will be his defensive partner, the current Young Player of the Year. The Young Player of the Month, even, not Young Player of the Year, getting a bit ahead of myself. So we'll get set up here. We have got some news. Mullins out for 2 weeks with a thigh strain, and Richard Wright out for 2 weeks with a groin strain. He has missed a significant amount of time since you were last with me, which has allowed Gerard Doherty to play the last 5 games. And so here we are, people. We've gone with a midfield change. We've got Graham and Gerrard playing in the attacking midfield role. We've got Sadler in goals, Scally, Austin-Moore, Thorpe, Dyson, Parker in the holding midfield role, Graham and Gerrard, as we mentioned, Johnson, McConaughey and Prospar. Despite his 91%, we're going to keep him out there. We're going to keep Dyson in on his 92. I'm going to spin Holland out. Let's get Cordoba on the bench. Then that leaves me with Lundberg, Cook, Thierry Henry, Ivan Cordoba, and then Gerard Doherty, the goalkeeper. Thierry Henry has not featured recently. He's only just returned from injury, so he will be coming on for Prospar during this game. But I want to be not messing around and putting Chester away. We are in orange. This is a glorious photo, a glorious stand. Can we get through to the 4th round of the FA Cup at the first time of asking? What are Chester doing? It might be the only time we see them. Hopefully the only time we see them. They are doing short passing, and that is it. They're in the 4-2-4. They've got Darren Rack. Walsall's Darren Rack, isn't it? Who else have they got? Anyone else here I recognise? Not particularly. So Prospar been on fire since he's come in. 10 million well spent. Kone has now left. He was 7.5 million. McConaughey, though, has scored. That is his 4th goal of the year. He's not had the impact that he may have, but he was brought in for this kind of alternate striker role. So he's not been a disappointing signing. And David Johnson has now made it 2, and we're going towards half-time. We're going to get Prospar off at half-time. We're going to get Thierry Henry on. Let's have a little rejig here of the front 3. So Thierry Henry is going to come on for Prospar. He is going to swap. They're all going to move one spot along. So Johnson into the middle, McConaughey to the right, Thierry Henry to the left. I'd like to get Terry Cook on at some stage. Probably for McConaughey. So we'll give McConaughey another 15. We'll get Terry on. Then we've got Thierry and Terry. And Thierry Henry has scored. Take that, Chester. Here is the man. McConaughey's on a 9. He's having a good... But tell you what, I'm going to spin Johnson off. I'm going to bring him back to the middle because he wouldn't normally play. I'm going to keep a sub in reserve just for the time being, just in case anything happens in these last 3 or 4 minutes. And look at that. They may be in Division 2, but a 3-0 win away is not to be sniffed at. Let's have a look at the player rating. Stephen McConaughey with a 9. James Dyson with a 9. Austin Ball with an 8. Matthew Fort with a 7 on his debut. Parker and Gerrard solid. Goal for Thierry Henry on his return. And we are through. We are through in the FA Cup. And some massive news here. Not that they're delighted with my general performance as manager. Not that Billy Dearden has been sacked by West Ham. But that George O'Callaghan will thwart us no more, at least in the league. Because he has agreed terms with Lazio. He rejected offers from Liverpool, Ipswich and Man United. And this is a win for me because we got named before these idiots.
So let's just take another look at that one.
And here we go. We are away at Everton. Man United are away at third place Middlesbrough. So a little chance maybe for them to get their first defeat. Thierry Henry is back out again. There's some huge news here. Mark Ulanu, could never say that. And Edgar Davids, both off to Milan. So previous meetings against Everton are still in their favour. Some of this is in the first division, one game in the FA Cup. We handily dispatched them this year, but now can we do the double over them? We need to do the double over them. We need to get set up. We've got a lot of players here who won't feature in this game. We need to go back to the double pivot. And we've not gone back to the double pivot. We've stayed with the single. We've got a few strikers away, so we've got a lighter bench than I would like, because that is the problem with Prospar. It means when David Johnson goes, he is also going. So we've got Doherty in goals, McGlinchey at left back. We've got Welsh and Warwick in midfield. Cordoba also away on international duty. We've got Dyson to the right. We've got Keats single coal room duty today. Double shovels, as we would call him. We've got Holland and Petit in midfield. And then we've got Benjamin Hartson McConnell up front with Lundberg, Terry Cook, Gareth Graham, Andrew Scally and Danny Sadler on the bench. We're going fast first half because there's not many games. We're only the 3 games this episode, so we'll keep this on fast. At least we'll see what's happening at half-time. We maybe make a decision from there. And Dougie Freeman has striked it with fury, but Doherty is saved. Doherty, I can't believe I didn't show this, he played a man-of-the-match performance away at his old club Arsenal as we went on to win. We've reached the stage where Arsenal and us have switched places so much that now we don't even show the league games against them. But we are nearly 50 minutes into this. Alan Johnson for them always scores past us, it feels like. And we're doing okay so far, but they're dominating the possession. I'm like, now they're playing the Man United formation. And I struggle against this formation. I'm going to adapt straight away, I think. How am I going to adapt, though? I was thinking about doing a kind of 4 at the back. Right, what I've done, just to try and play around and combat this, is I've put Holland and Petit out in midfield right and midfield left, and then told them to push in. That means when we've got the ball, they are playing central. Let's click around, look. And it means that when we've not got the ball, they are pushed out wide. Hopefully, taking away and negating some of that space that Everton are looking to play in. Will this be a disaster? Potentially. But we'll see how it goes to half-time, see if we can turn this around, and then maybe go to the double pivot, the true coal room, as it will always be known now, at least for the next 45 seconds while I remember that I've labelled it that. Oh, and Steve Simonson with a good save there. They've got Sandro Pistone. Did I know that? I was very excited to see him regardless. I feel like they're shading all of the shots. I need a bit more from us here, please, Ipswich. We're into 2005 now. That's how far we've come in game. Woolworks gone into the book as we're approaching the last 10 minutes of the half. And we're still not doing amazing. When we get to half time, I'm going to have a tinker and I'm going to have a look at what we've got, what we can do, because I really, really want to be winning this game and see who's playing well, who's playing poorly. And you're just like, what can we do to turn this slightly sluggish current draw into a win, into an Ipswich win? I feel like since having that little grumble, we've done a tiny bit better. That we're now up to 6 shots. Only the goalkeeper to beat. Good save down low by Doherty. He has turned into, considering I paid so little for him, 325,000, he's had a good impact. Right, it is half time. And we're going to have a think here. Right, I've gone to a system that I don't know if we've used on channel. It is the 4-5-1 here. We've got a similar backline to you expect, but then we've got Lundberg, Petit and McConaughey behind a single striker. Again, I've got the arrows in, so with the ball, without ball, we're very compact, very narrow. And then with the ball, we've got these wide players pushed out, hopefully funneling stuff into Hartson. We've got it on short, hard and counter-attack. We're going to give this a go for the second half, see if it is a good system to maybe counter the problematic system that we're facing with Everton, Man United, and one or two other teams still seem to play. They've just hit the crossbar, and then Court has hit the post. So straight away, it's not a brilliant start for the system. But we're getting a lot more shading of the ball here, although we were. And Doherty has saved us again. He's still on a 7. He's being outplayed by their goalkeeper, who's on an 8. But, you know, it's 0-0 currently. I feel like we've not had a shot since we moved to this, have we? Maybe I should take it off counter-attack. Oh, fierce shot from Hartson. He's got it all wrong, though. We've got 10 left. I'm going to get Terry Cook on for McConaughey, who's out on the right. So now we've got a left-sided player and a right-sided player. Am I going to get Graham on? I'm going to get Graham on for Petit. Let's see, can this do anything for us? And Hartson's had another shot there, so we've had a little flurry of chances since we've come off counter-attacking. I thought we were going to have a last-minute winner there. Great football by Ipswich. If only he could have finished it. John Hartson has spurned a succession of chances. But that system, without the counter-attacking, is something to maybe keep an eye on and to keep working on. And Man United have won anyway, so our draw has just compounded by the fact that they've just continued to win. Next up, we've got Newcastle. We've enjoyed a storied rivalry with them since the start, since they first came down. I believe Shearer scored here, did he? Oh no, they still had Joe Cole. Shearer must have scored here. No, Joe Cole again. Didn't score there. I'm like, has Aaron Shearer ever scored past us? I don't think he has. Why have I made... There he is. I was like, he must have scored 1 goal past us. Why do I dislike him in-game so much? And that is why. Also scored there. I've vindicated myself. Right, so we're going to get into this game. Hopefully going to have some of the other strikers back. And a little bit of unforeseen transfer news. Inter Milan's Matthew Everington has decided to join us on loan. Here is Matthew. So he has been at Inter since he went on from Bolton to Roma on a Bosman, £4.7 million move to Inter Milan. It hasn't worked out. He's someone that I was interested in, but I didn't want to come in with the money they were asking for. So I was like, I'm going to see if I can get him on loan. Going to give him a squad number. He's going to be 13 for the time being. We're going to try and include him in some games. We've only got him for a month, and we're going to decide, is he someone that we want to trigger a move for? And other news, not transfer related, but Titus Bramble is currently back in the Ipswich reserves. He's enjoyed a pretty okay loan at Southampton, 23 games, 2 appearances, 2 assists. He'd reverted back to centre-back in the end. Southampton not doing very well, though. They are 17th. And he was injured, so I brought him back just so we could have a look at him, maybe get him in the reserves, see how he can do. So we've got 2 changes and a tactical change. The tactical changes have taken the midfielders off forward runs. The 2 changes are Cordoba has come in at left-back, Prospar has come in at front, Everton is on the bench, so he's making his debut. McConaughey is staying on the bench. McGlinchey has missed out for the time being. All these people are after Ledley King. Not really fussed about that. We're still on fast. It is the final game of Friday Night Football. Can we end with more than a win over Chester? Hopefully. Now, we had a blank last game out. Man United pulled a little bit away from us, so we really need to be winning this and keep that pressure up on them, although our eye really is on the Champions League, which will be coming up next month. John Hartson moves on goal. John Hartson with the low drive. John Hartson has scored. Ipswich are 1-0 up after 16 minutes. It's Big John's 10th league goal of the season. And he just continues to score and score and score. I don't know if we mentioned this on the channel last time, but I'll mention it now. Where is he? Danny Murphy put a bid in for him because he went, well, put a Bosman offer in for him. But he's off to Benfica. He's joining the ever-growing numbers of Englishmen, Scottishmen and Irishmen, maybe some Welsh, but I can't remember, that have played or are going to play for Benfica. Don't be siding in on Prosper like that. Oh, Prosper with a free kick, but he's not hit the target. And Benjamin has hit the upright. It's been a little while since he's scored, so it could do with getting him firing again. Especially with the fact that I did expect him to almost lose his place to Thierry Henry, but Henry's had such injury issues this year in particular that it's not really happened. So he really needs to get firing and get back to his form from last year. Easy chance from Hartson. That looked like it was created by Peter Prospar, and I feel like since we've signed him, and as was mentioned in the comments, Prosper's name is all over these highlights. I was going to say send him off. I wish no ill will to Richard Rufus, our former player on Player Manager, but I definitely want to see him getting booked for that. Right, what are we going to do here? I'm going to bring McConaughey on for Benjamin. What's Benjamin's on? He's only got the 3 goals. I'm going to give him another bit because with John being on a yellow card, I want to keep an eye on that. And I'd like to get Everton on for a debut whilst we're using this 2 central midfielder system. 26,466 too. We thank you for your attendance and we thank you for your views and comments. Right, let's do it. I'm going to take John off. So I want to save him. I want to get Everton on. Right, who's playing worse? Batiste on a 7. Holland is on a 6. So that means Everton is coming on for Holland. And we're still controlling the possession, controlling the flow. Great football by Ipswich. Trevor Benjamin has not managed to score, though. That's another shot for us, though. We are up to 8 with 2 on target. Hit the woodwork. Oh, blasted at the top corner. We're now up to 9, but we're not getting them on target. We've still got a sub left to do. We will do that. We'll do that now. As soon as we can get to the ball. Right, let's get Graham on for Petit. Graham's kind of fallen out of favour a tad. since Emmanuel Petit's come in. But Emmanuel Petit, other than the red card, has done a really solid job for us. Holmes is now yellow carded. I like to imagine, it feels like Newcastle can't really live with our quality. Lots of fouls. We've had a lot of shots. Possibly could have made it more comfortable, but we're at home, cruising to a 2-0 Premier League win. It's going to be, I think, our 16th Premier League win of the season. It's been capped off by a fine strike from Peter Prospar. Prospar's 5th Premier League goal since his £10 million move. And what more could you really ask for? I was going to say Man United losing, but they've not even played. It's our 14th win. I don't know why I thought 50. I think I said 50. I can't remember what I said now, but it's our 14th. So we've momentarily closed a little bit of a door on Man United. Middlesbrough must be annoyed that they just can't seem to catch up to us. Buying our cast-offs isn't going to help that, lads. Now, come back to this, because I was going to say there's every possibility I've missed Man United's result, because we had Arsenal beating Fulham 2-0, and then we had Sunderland drawing 0-0 with Liverpool. Now, if you were pointing at that, saying they drew with Coventry, thank you, and sorry for ignoring you, but they drew 1-1 with Coventry. Dwight York has scored. Some guy called Carl Laurie has played. Brian Hughes, though, has had a late-ish equaliser. York's got injured as well. How old is York now? He's 33. Does he want to come play? No, he doesn't want to come play for me. So we have not gained any ground on them during the episode. We have got, though, a big run of games into the game against Leverkusen. So what we are going to do, I'm just going to play all of these, and then we will be back Monday night for this 4-game spell. Leverkusen, Derby, Norwich, Leverkusen. And then we'll probably not play any more games, and we'll return Friday with Chelsea, Sunderland, Liverpool, and then come in for these final games depending on what is happening and what other Champions League game we will be playing.